What is the answer to our question, which is where did we come from? Because the fact that we exist, I exist, you exist, no doubt about this. So where did I come from? Did I create myself? Did I give life to myself? Or did you create me? Did you create the heavens and the earth? Or did you come from nothing? Did nothingness create you, give you life?
And there were times when I used to look out of the window in the night and just search for the truth in the skies. I used to look at the stars, and I started reading about astronomy. I would look at the sun and the moon. I would read about these heavenly bodies. And I would say, look at the enormity of this world, this universe.
How did this universe come into existence? Where did we come from? What is the origin of all of this universe? If we can think about this and we can understand this and we can reason this, then we will find, step by step, we will come to an amazing, inevitable conclusion.
Think, ponder, reflect, meditate, understand. Everybody ready for the journey?
Now, how do we know that there's a God? And how do we know that there's a creator that whom should be worshipped?
According to the Big Bang, physical time and space was created and matter and energy were also created. The universe began from a state of infinite density, space and time were created in that event, and so was all matter in the universe. I ask you another question. What does infinite density actually mean? Well, it actually means nothing. This is why Cambridge astronomer Fred Hoyle, he states that the universe at a point in the past was shrunk down to nothing at all. So let's reflect on this. It would actually mean that a proponent of the Big Bang theory or model would require us to believe that something comes from nothing.
Where did the energy come from for this explosion? If there is one thing we know from science, it is that we do not get something from nothing.
What do you think? Nothingness. Nothingness doesn't exist. So how can nothing create something?
Human beings understand that where we see things working according to laws, working according to patterns, we see things constructed, we know that thing has come from somewhere.
Plato's argument was the argument from design. That design indicates a designer. That is logical. That's what we see around us all the time.
Macro and micro systems are arranged, fixed, proportioned, measured, determined, limited, synchronized, and given distinct characteristics and parameters that they cannot go beyond or exceed.
But you know, if there's one thing that we know from our lives, it is that if you look at something, you know where it came from. If you look at a painting, you know that there was a painter. If you look at a sculpture, you know that there was a sculptor. If you look at a building, you know that there was an architect and a construction company. And yet we are to look at creation and think that there is not a creator.
Sir Isaac Newton, on one occasion, had an instrument which was a means of demonstrating the movement of the planets around the sun. You had the sun in the middle, the different planets, and when you turn this crank, then the planets moved around the sun, you know, at different paces, etc. And one of his atheist friends stopped by to visit him, and he asked him, you know, when he saw it, he was really amazed. This is a wonderful gadget. He said to him, "Who made it?" And so Isaac Newton responded to him saying, "Nobody. It just accidentally fell into that shape." The man looked at him and said, "Don't be silly. Don't be silly. You know, who made it?" He said, "Is what I said any more silly than what you say about the real world of the planets going around? You said it's all by accident. Isn't that even more foolish?"
If you look at the details of biochemistry, molecular biology, you might find a signature of some sort of designer.
Wait a second. Richard Dawkins thought intelligent design might be a legitimate pursuit?
And that designer could well be a higher intelligence from elsewhere in the universe. Well, but that higher intelligence would itself have had to have come about by some explicable or ultimately explicable process. It couldn't have just jumped into existence spontaneously. That's the point.
So Professor Dawkins was not against intelligent design, just certain types of designers, such as God.
The creation is in need of a sustainer, whereas the nature of the creator must be different. If the nature of the creator is not different, in other words, if the creator is of the same nature as the creation, then that creator would need a creator. And if that creator was not different, then that creator would need a creator. And what you would have is creator creating creators ad infinitum.
If you say, who caused the cause that caused the universe, then we could ask the same question. Who caused the cause that caused the cause that caused the universe? Then we could go again. Then who caused the cause that caused the cause that caused the cause that caused the cause that caused the universe? And then I'll be sounding like a rapper. Now the point is, if we have this kind of view on who caused the cause ad infinitum forever, then we would never have creation in the first place. So the reason that we have creation means there must have been an uncaused cause.
So this question, well, okay, I recognize the logic and I recognize the reason behind the existence of a creator, but then who created the creator? It's not a valid question, because the nature of the creator is different. The nature of the creator is eternal. The nature of the creator is infinite. The creator is without beginning and without end. The creator is self-sufficient, ever-living. So an ever-living, self-sufficient, eternal being does not need a creator, because that being is ever-living and self-sufficient.
This cause must be uncaused, as we have already discussed the absurdity of an infinite regress of events, similarly with causes. This cause must be immaterial, because it created the sum of all matter, which is the universe itself. Significantly, brothers, sisters, and friends, this cause must be personal. The reason I'm saying this is how else can an eternal cause bring into an existence a finite effect, the universe that had a beginning in time? It must have chosen the universe to come into existence, and choice indicates a will, and a will indicates a personality. So, we have concluded the traditional view on God, that a transcendental, immaterial, uncaused, eternal being exists.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.